This is cover letter structure part 3. We're starting with the second paragraph of the cover letter, and I'm using the very simple example from the front of the booklet, from the second or third page of the booklet. So let's read through this second paragraph, and I'm just going to sort of walk you through what the job posting would have said here, and then we'll go to the booklet and see about a couple of additional elements to consider with that second paragraph. So this starts, my background includes both accounting experience and leadership skills. Let's stop there for a second. This is assuming that the job posting merely mentioned 2 qualifications. So the qualifications in the job posting for this indicated accounting experience, leadership skills, or maybe even a certain amount of accounting experience and a certain amount of leadership skills. In order to start the paragraph, then, Chris writes, my background includes both accounting experience and leadership skills. In other words, I have that experience that you were looking for. Another way to start this paragraph, or a paragraph, might be, your job posting indicated a need for both accounting experience and leadership skills. That would be another first sentence to this second paragraph. And then Chris goes on, during my junior and senior years at Capital, I have worked as a student accountant in the university bookstore. That's the accounting experience. And he goes on, in addition, I have held leadership positions in student government and within the residence halls as a resident assistant. That's the leadership skills. And then there's a final sentence, please see my attached resume for a more complete view of my background. And that's a typical sentence that we put in there, or something like that. You'll see a couple of different options indicating that basically what he's saying is, in the first paragraph, here's the position I'm interested in, here are my basic qualifications. Second paragraph, you're looking for this kind of a person, guess what, that's me, and here's where I got that experience. And then he's at the very end of that paragraph saying, I've indicated to you that I have the basic qualifications that you're looking for, and I encourage you to look at my resume for even more information. Let's go to the booklet then and look at the second paragraph. In the first bullet point we see here, you're including your qualifications for the position. For Chris, that was accounting experience and leadership skills. There are sometimes a combination of education and work experience, and so sometimes that means that you're going to have 2 paragraphs. That's pretty rare, but if the employer is asking for a lot of qualifications in 2 very specific domains, for example, practical experience and academic background, you could refer to each one of those in a separate paragraph. Otherwise, it's going to be employment, specific courses, aspects of internships, all put into that same paragraph. Second bullet point here says, if there's a long list of qualifications, you don't need to mention every single one. So in the example we looked at, there were only 2, accounting experience and leadership skills. Clearly, you're going to mention both of those because there are only 2. But if there's a long list of them, there are a couple of different options. One, listed here, I have developed a range of communication, technical, and administrative skills during my 3 internships. So if they had several communication, several technical, several administrative skills listed, you might write that as a way of lumping those all together. Or there's an even more generic statement, my background includes experience related to all the qualifications listed in your position description. So those are a couple of ways of starting at that. This is the most difficult paragraph because you're customizing this more so than any other paragraph for every single position, because the qualifications and the job duties might be even slightly different in various job postings, so you'll want to change that. And then you can see here there are these different final sentences that you could choose from if you're going to mention the resume. Next, let's look at the third paragraph, and let's look back at this example, this very simple example. Chris writes, I am eager to learn more about this opportunity with Ernst & Young and look forward to interviewing with you. He indicates how he can be reached, and he thanks them for their time and consideration. This third paragraph is a transition to the interview. And so let's go back to the booklet in the third paragraph. So again, you're basically telling the employer how to get in touch with you. And I'm not going to go through these, but you can see that they're there are various combinations. It's a simpler paragraph, kind of like the first paragraph is a simpler paragraph. From there, we go to the closing, and I just want to say a little bit about that. So here we have sincerely. It's a proper word to have in the closing, and you can simply leave a blank space between the sincerely and the name, or you could insert a digital signature. You would not want to use a script font, but you might actually use a signature that you have created as a JPEG or as a PNG file that you would insert there. So either leave one space or actually insert a signature. By the way, in the back of the booklet, there are instructions on how to create that signature. So in the very last page, there is a section on how to create the JPEG signature for an emailed cover letter. That last page also includes the information that I think I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, the application etiquette, emailing or uploading your letter and resume, making sure that if you are emailing your resume, that you attach your resume, your cover letter, that you attach the cover letter and the resume both as PDFs, and don't send the cover letter as the body of the email. So instead, the body of the email will be something very brief like this. Dear Shannon Kirkpatrick, I have attached my cover letter and resume for the legal assistant position. Let me know if you have any questions, Dave Student. Also, make sure that you use an appropriate email subject line. You should be ready at this point to write your draft of your cover letter. Make sure that you have your job posting, your part-time internship or full-time job posting with you, and your resume in front of you. And then remember that you can use career development to review your cover letter before you send it. If you send it to us, please make sure that you also include the job posting so that we can evaluate whether or not you are customizing it appropriately for that.